Okay. All right. Happy Monday, everybody. Happy Monday. I'm so happy to be with you. And I wanted to, we're just going to do quick today because we've had some things shift here with my schedule. So I'm super happy to be able to be with you. And I want to tell you right now, we are in the full moon energy. So if things are feeling a little heavy, if things are feeling like several people have been reaching out to me about how things have been feeling kind of wacky and very discombobulated. Things are just discombobulated. It seems like things are not going according to plan. The plans are falling through. Things are not going how we expect them to be or how we thought. And we are being called right now to be flexible. We're being called to be patient. We're being called to be open to change, open to shifting what is going on and where we are going. Not necessarily shifting where we're going, but shifting how we're going there. And so this is one of the things that's really big in the energy. There are several planets in retrograde. We are in a heavy, heavy full moon. And this right now is about releasing our grip on the how. We can get very attached to how something is going to go. This is how I envisioned it. This is how I thought it was going to go. This is how I wanted to see how I wanted it to come out. So we get very attached to the how, and right now this is a great time for us to release the how and just welcome the outcome, okay? Because I can tell you right now, the how is not going to go the way you have envisioned or how you had it planned. And so that flexibility, patience. It almost feels like Mercury retrograde energy, but we're not in that. I don't think. And although there are other planets that are definitely in retrograde right now, and it's just a heavy, heavy full moon. And so I really just want to encourage you to breathe. Breathe. But remember, when we get to that full moon, we get to that time when we are at the top, right? We talk a lot about the moon cycle as being like one of those large Ferris wheels that you might see in a blessings to you. When you're in that place where it's like a Ferris wheel, like a lot of cities have these, what they call the eye. It's these big Ferris wheels where you can go up and around and you can see the whole, you get this great view, this 360-degree view while you're up at the top of the Ferris wheel, right? So I think it's so apt that they're called the eye because you can see so much, right? But you're seeing, if you're looking at the moon cycle, you're seeing that in that same way. So when we're in the full moon, we're at the top of that moon cycle where we can really look around and see everything that's around us, and we really have the opportunity to reassess what is going on. And so right now, the big thing that I want to say to you is things are moving forward, things are progressing, things are moving in a positive way. However, it's like going down the river rapids. If you've ever done any kind of tubing or maybe kayaking on a whitewater river, we have a lot of that in America. Especially in the southeast, we have, like the Chattahoochee River and things like that. You go through the river rapids and it's fun and it's bumpy and you think you're going to go this way and you get a rock and it points you around the other way, but you're still going forward even though it's bumpy. So I'm encouraging you right now to release the how, to release the how things are going to come together, just trusting that you are continuing to move forward, and just know that this is going to be a bit bumpy, but when we can release the hows, we get that attachment to, like, this is what I want it to look like, or this is how I want it to go, first thing, second thing, third thing, and we get really gripped onto the how. We really create that stress in our lives. We create the frustration, the closing of the heart. We create the blocking of the energy. And so when we're having that, it's really important that we are just, this did not go the way I wanted it to go. This did not work out the way I thought it was going to work out. This did not come together in the way that I was expecting. And that is okay, because I know that there are blessings in it, and I know that something else is going to come, and I know that as we go through the bumps, we're still going to end up where we are meant to be. And that is the most important part. The most important part is that you will end up where you are meant to be, and enjoy the journey. Because when we get so caught up in the this is how I want it to be, we lose that love of the journey and the adventure. And so much we are conditioned to not enjoy the unexpected, right? We just assume that the unexpected is going to be negative. And so it's so marvelous when we can just release that hows, right? I love Mike Dooley calls them the dreaded hows. And he talks a lot about the knowing how something is going to come to be when you're trying to manifest it, and releasing that. And I think that that has so much to do with what we expect. I'm going to do this, then I'm going to do this, then I'm going to do this. But at the same time, when it doesn't go the way that you expect, that's really when we need to release those dreaded hows. When it doesn't go the way you thought, when it didn't go according to the flow chart or the plan, that's when we get constricted in our energy, and we just like ball it up, and we block the flow of what is trying to come in. Because sometimes you got to clear the house before you can get the new furniture in, right? You've got to clear out all the stuff that's blocking the way, clean it out, get all that stuff out so that you can welcome in that new energy. And so we get all caught up in holding on to those things that may not serve us anymore, but they're familiar and they're safe and they make sense to us because we've held on to them for so long. So allowing yourself that opportunity to say, well, that didn't work, I'm going to let go of that, because I have a positive expectation that something else is coming in. Now, keeping in mind that all things work together for good, you may not catch that blessing immediately after you release that how, but I guarantee you there will be a blessing. Even in the hard stuff, there is always a blessing. So let's check out which of our 7 energies we are working with today. And I am a little, as you can see, I'm not in my normal spot. So a little bit trying to do this on my lap. So we'll check out which of our energies. And as you are welcoming in the full moon today and tomorrow, I really encourage you to take some time, go outside. And I know, like here where I live, there was huge rainstorms that came through with some flood damage, and thankfully I hadn't heard anybody was injured, but I know some problems were caused. But allow yourself to go outside if you can get a glimpse of it. Even if you can't see the moon can still see you, okay? So even if you can't see the moon, it's like the sun comes through the clouds. Even though it might not be, you might not be able to see that blue sky, but the sun is still shining, and it's still there. We know that the stars are still there, even in the daytime when we can't see them. So we know that the moon is still there, and so even if you can't see her, do take some time to go outside and visit with her. Let her beautiful light shine down on you. It is so beautiful, and it is rejuvenating, and it is reassuring. Moon energy, moonlight is so reassuring, because especially in the full moon, we can get kind of like, bah, and things go a little wonky. We expect that, right? We should know to expect that at this point, right? Because that's full moon energy. But if you can go outside and make peace with her, make peace with the full moon, make peace with that energy, we go through those rapids in a much smoother way when we can just let the current carry us, and we know that we're safe, we know that it's okay, the universe has got us, and we can move through that if we're trying to fight it. So I have been tubing in my life down those river rapids. I have been in river rafts. And when you go in a tube, you don't really get to steer, because you're in a tube and you're like hanging your arms out like a duck, and you're kind of just like, there's not really steering there. You're just going along, and however you're going to go, that's how you're going to go. But it's a great time because you're bumping and you're having a good time, and you're going down the river. When you're in a whitewater river raft, you're paddling and you're working hard because you want to go in a certain channel. Hopefully a guide is telling you this is a safe place, this is not a safe place, and you're actually trying to fight against the current to go where you want to go. And I'll tell you, you're still going to get to the same place, but isn't it more fun to just allow those bumps and fun things? It's like in a tube, it's like being in a bumper boat, you just kind of bounce off and you keep going, but you still get down to the bottom of the float and you still have a great time. when you are just more in flow with the river. So this is where we are right now, is knowing that we're in that full moon energy where it's going to be bumpy, but when we can stay in the flow of the energy and allow it to just push us along, because when we allow the universe to guide us, we avoid that cosmic bitch slap, right? We talk about this where we have, hello, pay attention. Hello, I'm trying to get your attention. Hello, is there anybody there? And if we don't keep listening, if we still don't listen, bam, you get that cosmic bitch slap, right? So it's much better to go down the river in the bump and to get the bump and let the inner tube push you along so that you are moving in flow rather than in resistance. So when things don't go according to plan, try to go with the flow of where you're being bumped, knowing you're still going to be going to the destination. You're still going in the right direction, even if you're getting bumped around a little bit. And so here, so here is our energy card for this week. It is a deep breath. And so this is going to be up in the crown chakra, in the seventh chakra, and the crown chakra. And this is a deep breath, reminding us that when we're getting bumped around a little bit, patience, take that breath, release those details, release that it didn't go according to plan, knowing that something better is coming. We breathe, we trust the universe, we know we're being guided and led in the right direction. Even when it's hard, we know we're being guided and led in the right direction. Okay, so we're going to see which of We'll see which of our goddesses is with us this week. And I had grabbed onto Colette Baron Reed had redone her Enchanted Map Oracle. And I wanted to play with it a little bit. So I've been working with it, trying to see if I could, catch on to it. You've got to really resonate with your cards that you use. It's so important that the cards that you're using, whether or cards or crystals or pendulums or whatever it is that you may use in your daily practice, that it resonates with you, that it's something that really connects to you in your heart, that when you pick it up, you feel like, yeah, this is right. It feels right, it feels familiar, it feels comfortable, it feels in alignment, because then you're going to get the best messages through that, which is why I like the Rebecca Campbell deck so much. The first time I picked it up, it just really resonated with me. But I've been trying to get a connection with this Enchanted Map redo, so I thought we'd try that again this week. So our goddess this week for the Goddess Power Oracle is going to be the goddess of Ishtar. She's not the goddess of Ishtar, she's the goddess Ishtar. This is number 23, which is also fabulous because that's 5, which I think is very appropriate, because if you're looking in the journey of, we usually look in the numerology in the journey from like 1 to 9, and so 5 of course is right in the middle, which would be in the new moon cycle, would be the full moon. We're right in the middle because we look at the cycle as starting and ending on the new moon. So we're right in the middle with number 23, 2 and 3 makes 5. So we're right in the middle with Ishtar. And so she is, we are being invited by the Hindu goddess of liberation and revolution. That's the wrong goddess. Sorry. That's Kali. That's not Ishtar. Okay. Your intimate relationship with the invisible world is being called upon right now as you enter unfamiliar environments and situations. It's time to commune with the great goddess. The aspect of the conscious universe is her most collaborative form. The world then becomes your oracle as it opens up and communicates everything you need in the forms of signs, omens, and messages. Now is the time to pay attention to the synchronicities and those moments when logic and reason fail to give you the full picture. Okay, seriously, cannot make this stuff up. I love that. I love when it happens that way. So we pulled the goddess Ishtar. She's all about having us paying attention to what is going on in the universe around us when things do not go according to plan. So I absolutely love that. It is really appropriate. I think it's just always, for as much as I know that I know, and as long as I've been doing this work, I think it's still just incredible to me when the cards go and they pull up exactly what you have just talked about, as if to say, like that's just what we said. So I love it when that happens. I think it's just such a beautiful synchronicity and such a beautiful wink from the universe. It is such an affirmation that we're going in the right direction, we're on the right track. So I love when that happens. And so here is our enchanted map, and we're going to pull this card, and it says deep freeze. Deep freeze. So this is 26. Okay, so 2 and 6 is going to give us 8. So again, moving in the right direction, knowing that we're coming to the end, maybe to the end of certain journeys, but deep freeze, because when we're frozen, we slow down. When we're frozen, we stop, right? If you're frozen in the ice, you're stopped, but we slow down, right? When we get cold, our heart rate slows down. The trees, the greenery slow down in the winter. Everything stops, it slows down, and it takes a look around, and it takes an assessment of what is going on. So deep freeze is not about like, oh my God, you're in trouble, but it's all about reminding you of patience and reminding you to look around, to slow down, to take a breath, which I love that because it's really everything we've just been talking about. Ha, ha, ha. Again, I love when it happens, because it happens pretty much all the time. All right, last cards. And then, as I said, I got a shift in my schedule today, so I won't be doing questions today. I apologize for that, but we'll look forward to being back together for questions next week as well. So, but get our last couple of cards in. I did not want to miss out on my time with you today. Try to give you a different picture of what it looks like around here. So we have the protection card. And actually, this card was in protection, so or in alignment. So this is that reminder to know that you are being protected, which is the reminder that the universe always has your back. Whatever direction you're going in, again, you're going to get where you're supposed to be. Sometimes where we want to be is not where we're supposed to be. We're going to get where we're supposed to be. So this is the protection card, ironically, in the protection position. This is the reminder that you are okay, and that you are being supported, and that you are being guided along the way. So let that in. So this is when it's, hi Susie, kitty. When you are, okay, so my computer is wiggling because my cat is now rubbing her face on it. So this is the reminder for you to let them guide you, right? We talked about that resistance where we just block up that energy and we close our ears and eyes to what the signs they're trying to give us. This is that reminder to let them protect us, to let them guide us. Susie girl, come here. Oh, she doesn't want to be picked up. Truthfully, I'm in her spot right now. So then we have the Sisterhood of the Rose, which is all about knowing that you are not alone, right? This is Susie. She's just shaking the whole computer, rubbing her little face on it. So this is the reminder that we are not alone. Aw, thanks. She got hugged. Somebody nabbed her up. So this is the Sisterhood of the Rose. This is the reminder that we are not alone, that we are together on the journey, that we are all part of the communal consciousness. We are one. I always hear it in my mind, the little green men from Buzz Lightyear. We are one, but it's the truth. We are part of the Sisterhood of the Rose. Male, female, we are all part of that one incarnation. We are one collective soul that has come to earth in so many fragments and so many souls that we have come to incarnate and have earth experiences, but we are still all part of that mastermind, that master soul, and that collective consciousness. So we remember always that we're not alone, even when it feels frustrating or we feel alone. I can't tell you how many times, you feel like, why does nobody get this? Why does nobody understand this? Why do I feel like I'm always like, it's always, and then if you stop for a moment and ask for help, ask for guidance, ask for a sign, it shows up. It just does. Now, our job is, once we've asked for that sign and it shows up, is not to go, that's just coincidence. That's just, I'm just making that up. I will tell you, I sat on my patio and I asked for a sign, and I know there are red cardinals in my yard. Don't see them every day. I know that they live around and sometimes they come, and I'm telling you, when I asked for this sign, where I was looking, okay, because my patio goes this way, right, goes this way, and I was looking that way. So all like the big view is going to be this way, and I was looking this way. And then this one little bush, all kind of by itself, all of a sudden 3 cardinals showed up in this one bush, exactly in my eye line. That they were not in the main, where the main view is. They were right in my eye line. They showed up, one, and then another one, and then another one. It was amazing. Literally right after I asked, they said, show me a sign, show me that you're with me, show me that you are still paying attention. 1, 2, 3. It was amazing. Literally right in my line of sight. And it was not, and I was looking in a very specific space. So it is so fantastic and is such a great reminder that we are all part of it. We are all together. And so then we have this last card is the crumbling. This is, what are you clinging on to? And isn't this what we were talking about before? What do we need to let go of that is not serving? That we sometimes continue to hold on to things that are not for our highest and best. They're not serving us in a higher purpose any longer. And yet we're continuing to hold on to these things. And to be able to let them go. And that when we get into this time of the full moon, when we're getting shaken because things are not, hey, sweetie, she's eating Riley's food. Okay, kitten problems. So when we get into these positions where we want to go in this direction and we want it to go like this and then this and then this, and it doesn't, because the universe is bouncing us around and trying to redirect us, we get into that place where we're like, no, I'm holding on to the plan. This was the plan. And we want to, this is the time truly in this full moon energy, this is a time of release, of flexibility, and of patience. And so I will leave you with that, my dear friends. I hope that you will have a smooth journey through this full moon cycle. We'll be here until tomorrow night will be the end of the full moon. And then remember, energy is not instant. So when we come into a cycle of energy, we have to come out of a cycle of energy. For about 48 hours, you may still feel that full moon energy until around Thursday. So be patient and allow the universe to unfold for you. Allow the universe to show you the things it's trying to guide you. It's trying to show you those places where you can be more flexible, where you can have some more patience. And if you allow your heart and your mind to be open, other options will present themselves to you that will give you the same, I don't want to say the same experience or the same outcome, but that will move you forward in a blessed and beneficial way. Okay, when we get so caught up in the how I'm going to move forward, you may miss some other blessings along the way. So I will leave you with that. I hope you have a wonderful week, a beautiful, blessed full moon experience, and I can't wait to be back with you next week. And if I can hop on again, I'll like to try and hop on again maybe on Friday. Have a great week, and of course, if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to leave them in the comments. I always try and come back and answer any and all. And you can also follow me on YouTube if you're not already subscribing to my YouTube channel. We always post these videos there as well. Have a great day, and remember always how very much you are loved.